make it clap.
Rooftop party, we can get naughty. Go, 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 go.
Good evening from the Philippines. My name's Aya Isburia, and it's already 6:27 p.m. We are still up and running for the Razer Invitational 2022, and we have come down to the finals. In our battle for the third, Philippines takes out Vietnam in a clean sweep in a best of three games earlier on. And so Philippines takes third place while Vietnam in the fourth in the entire Razer Invitational out of the top 10 participants. And this is it. Again, we have arrived to the finals after those several days, excruciating days of round robins for our team. And it's the last day for the MLBB series. From 10 representatives down to the last two, this very hour, two giants will duke it out for the $30,000 prize pool. That is Indonesia and Myanmar. And who do you think will walk out as the grand champions for the Razor's Invitational? Let us know on Team Razer Facebook page, and you might win yourself some Razer products. We're giving away a Razer phone cooler chroma, a Razer Kishi, and a bundle of everything in between, including the Hammerhead True Wireless Pro. All you have to do is comment or guess who do you think will win for the Razor's Invitational as the grand champions for the tournament. Is it Indonesia? Is it Myanmar? So just let us know what you think, and you can win yourself some prizes. And the announcement for that also will be happening today. So make sure you try to take in that window, like very few hours left for that window to get yourself some goodies while entertaining, feasting your eyes on the epic moments that will happen today or what's about to conspire. And if you ever don't win, also don't be sad, because we're giving away a discount code called Invitational C 2022 that you can use upon your checkout from Razer.com if you're interested in buying our products, of course, and becoming, taking your next level play of gaming here in esports. So let's get ready to rumble as our casters from the Philippines, Dengan and Burger Kim, are ready to start the heat in the dance floor. This is Indonesia and Myanmar serving you game number 1 in a best of 5 matches.
Back for more action. Of course, this is the grand final stage, and we welcome you once again back to the Razer Invitational Southeast Asia. My name is Burger Kim, and together with me is Ingen Nation, and we will be serving you the hot action here in the Land of Dawn. Ingen, how was your long break right after that masterclass at Oh My Beat?
It was really hard to wait for such a highly anticipated matchup. I mean, two teams formerly under the radar, but now in the grand finals. I mean, best of 5 series. I hope it all boils down to the 5th game, because every game counts and every game is exciting rather. So I'm really hoping that it would take 5 games for both of the teams to duke it out before one team is crowned the Razer Invitational Southeast Asia MLBB 2022 champion between Indonesia and, of course, Myanmar.
Yep, Myanmar and Indonesia. Indonesia, who would have thought, honestly, in the first week that they would have reached the stage? And we mentioned that yesterday that they are the dark horses of this invitational, with a spectacular run on their second week, just sweeping even the most powerful teams here in the invitational, shocking everyone, and just doing what they do best, which is actually just being what they are and drafting really well. And as for Myanmar, really, I know you guys have a lot of fans, but you guys are also a team that the Indonesia has to watch out for in this best out of five. And speaking of, if you guys are not familiar with the format, best out of five means that each team or the winning team has to win three games before they get in the
Your
series.
team
But
is
here you go,
banning.
Indonesia already taking out comfort picks here. Oh my Jenny's Lilia that had a spectacular run yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised if they are going to be banning Oh My Jenny's heroes here. The Kagura flame shot, or actually, I feel like there should be a slot here for the ban the flame shot. Like amazing
Yeah.
snipe kill from Oh My Jenny yesterday.
team is
Sheesh! Like, can I get a sheesh for Oh My Jenny here? But of course, Indonesia, we also have to commend Brand's Lancelot. So I feel like Myanmar should be
team is
perhaps like
banning.
respect banning that somewhere along the draft.
Yes, indeed. But if you're Myanmar, you also have to watch out for Ka. You know, Ka dishing
Oh, the
out
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda, the Yuzhong, even the Edith, the Flicker. If Oh My Jenny capitalizes on that flame shot, you know Ka capitalizes on that Flicker.
Your team
So
is
both
banning.
teams, I expect an all-out brawl as they take out Paquito. Yet another comfort pick here of PS. But you know, I'm surprised no one is still banning Ka's Esmeralda or even Ka's Yuzhong here for the side of Myanmar. And Myanmar actually going instead for Maida's heroes here. We have Selena, the Valentina, as well as Indonesia bans out the Eve against Oh My Jenny once again. So Myanmar, who will Myanmar ban here for the first game of the grand finals?
Either it's the Esmeralda or Brand's Lancelot. I mean, it has been a repeat ban for a lot of the teams here in the Invitational. So in the grand final stage, oh, they're actually opening up a lot of heroes. So Cass, Esmeralda, Brand's Lancelot. So they can totally, Indonesia can totally start out with this, or perhaps maybe they want to save the Lancelot for later on. But it seems like it is going to be a contest for the mid laners here, since a lot of the S tier or A tier heroes have already been taken out. The Lilia, the Sicilian, the Eve, as well as the Valentina already out. But of course, Indonesia starting out with something a little bit more safe in terms of the draft, going with the Matilda first. So with this being said, Myanmar can answer out with perhaps Gumi's heroes. Oh, stealing the Lancelot away from Indonesia, as well as the glue for Benno. A little bit different this time for Myanmar. So Benno going for the glue instead of the classic Yuzong. But of course, Rian also gets his comfort hero, which is the Clint. We've seen this as well as Cass, Esmeralda. So Indonesia's kind of saying like, okay, fine, yeah, you get the Lancelot, but we also get two of our comfort picks, which is totally fine. Which means that I feel like Myanmar has something up their sleeve, perhaps a counter, or perhaps they feel like they can totally deal with these heroes. I mean, I don't know. What are you thinking, Ian?
I mean, it's the 10th day, but both teams are giving the comfort picks of each other's hero. I mean, Benno's glue, PS's Lancelot, Rion's Clint, Kaz Esmeralda. Oh my gosh, BK. First game is like game 5 already, with both teams getting their comfort picks, as well as Gumi's Lunox that can easily burst down Kaz Esmeralda. So far, you know, a lot of counter picks here for the side of Myanmar, but at the same time, Indonesia has their Matilda and, of course, their Clint as well as Esmeralda. A lot of comfort picks here for both teams, but come on, first game, and you dish out your specialty heroes. I mean, of course, in the best of 5 series, the first game is actually, you know, one of the most crucial games, if not the most crucial. So it's better to, you know, not save the best for last, but actually dish out what we can right now as soon as possible, as Indonesia here banning out Oh My Jenny's Kagura, which performed exceptionally well in semis yesterday. If you guys can recall that flame shot that we've been freaking out about, you know, the flame shot Lord Steel coming in from Oh My Jenny's Kagura. So we do understand that Kagura ban.
Yeah, honestly, like Indonesia banning out the Kufra was just signaling Myanmar to just take out the Fanny. They're kind of like anticipating it, but oh my Jenny goes for the Farsa this time. So it's a double mage setup from Myanmar, of course, the Lunox to deal with the Esmeralda and the Farsa for the high ground. So this means in terms of coverage, Myanmar has got it all. You got the glue to zone, you got the Lancelot to dash in for the final kill, and you got Oh My Jenny to just spam in the feathered airstrike to zone, or maybe even to just make everyone back away from every clash. But what hero does Meta have here for the taking? Since the Eve is out, a lot of the pos 4 heroes are out, forcing her to perhaps take in something different this time in the mid lane. Yeah, this has been used. The Harley has been used, and when it reaches that level 4 power spike, it could be really difficult for a Forza actually to go in and out. But of course, they'll go for the Nana instead. We've seen this yesterday on I think it was Philippines who actually brought this out, Rage, and this time Indonesia brings it out. But how will that actually pan out since the passive has already been nerfed? And Myanmar, I'm loving this last pick. Okay, I'm loving this last pick. If they do make this work, will it be a Franco pick for Myanmar? They're really going. I love it. They're really going for uncontemporary picks here for Indonesia and Myanmar. So if they solidify it with the Franco, that is a lot of initiation, a lot of threat posed for the heroes, just like Maida's Nana, Rian's Clint, and even the Matilda here of Nonkia will be a threat if ever they do go for the Franco. But I feel like they're just bouncing back and forth between the Ruby and the Franco, and it is still going to be the Ruby for the additional crowd control. A lot of setups here for Myanmar, but we can't deny the fact that wow, just a lot of comfort heroes, or a lot of different picks here for Myanmar, different lineup. And as for Indonesia, they got two of their comfort picks, which is the Esmeralda of Ka and of course the Clit of Rian. So let's see. This is going to be interesting. No marksman setup for the side of Myanmar, and as for Indonesia, it is going to be once again a scaling setup.
Actually, even if this Nana pick gets scrutinized a lot as a tank, as an initiator, it's really hard to go up against that Nana, especially with the Monina stunning you. So it's really going to be hard for Benno to zone out and, sustain a lot of damages if he's going to pick up all those Monina, as well as if the Farsa casts that feathered airstrike and you get stunned with that Nana once again. It's going to disrupt a lot of clashes here for the side of Myanmar. But then again, you mentioned that the nerf on Nana's passive, you'll know when Nana has that nerf, that second life rather, the passive, the second life rather. So it's going to be easy to take down Maida right now compared to before. But a lot of things are unexpected here. We've seen a Diggy and Nana lineup that was so aggressive in the start, worked wonders for the Philippines, but it just wasn't enough to hold on, as Nunkia, usual setup here, being very aggressive against Oh My Jenny, as well as Maida going in for the early clear here in the mid lane, as both teams focus right now on their respective lanes. Oh My Jenny forced to back away. PS going in for the Little Wonder, gets that early on level 2 here for the side of Myanmar, as both teams will just try to play passively, I guess, since this is the finals. I mean, game 1 of the finals, it's really hard to be aggressive. It's really hard to do those usual aggressive isolated clashes right now, since you know that every single thing that you do has consequences, and it all matters and boils down to really your discipline and your rotation early on.
Yeah, I do have to point out the gold lane matchup here between Gumi and Brian. So right now in the patch, a lot of people have been asking me this, like, do you favor like a mage, like an Alice, an Alice and a Lunox? That we most oftentimes we see it in the previous meta that it has been put up in the gold lane, but now it is the marksmans that are ruling this lane. So what do I think about the mage versus marksman setup? I do have to say that Gumi has the upper hand here. Every time that there is a Lunox, you can definitely poke when you reach that power spike of level 4. But take a look at also the aggression of both teams. A little bit not too overzealous both of these times, but the Thorn Rose coming in from PS as well is really, really painful right now to look at. So Nonkia, Maida here doing a great job sustaining in the lane, therefore giving them an opening to actually assist Rian there on the top side, as the first turtle is now up for grabs.
Look at the XP lane so far, as the feathered airstrike will be casted. PS going in for the kill against Nunkia, as well as Benno here against Ka. But on the other hand, the Tempest of Blades will be popped against Oh My Jenny. Lancelot with a good turtle take, but the first blood will indeed go to Ka as he brings down PS in that beautiful clash. Benno forced to disengage Nunkia, not in a good position here, has to back away. And I was mentioning the XP lane battle is so tight. It's actually hard for these XP laners to rotate since, the micromanaging here from Beno as well as Ka just going back and forth at each other. So they're really going to have a hard time supporting the rest of their teams as they're just really dishing out a lot of lane clearing here and damage here in the XP lane, preventing them from leaving the lane. So far, Kia as well as Brand, good take there. Although Myanmar was able to get the turtle, Ka was able to get the first blood against PS's Lancelot.
Yeah, PS, most oftentimes we see PS on the Paquito. This is actually one of the rare times that we see PS on a Lancelot. So I feel like this is really Myanmar willing to open up heroes and actually taking in some. But if you take a look at also the EXP lane matchup, Ka is actually doing pretty well. And with that clash really on taking down PS before right after he got the turtle was actually spectacular, and right now the pressure is on the gold lane. Let's take a look at the circling eagle taking down Black in the process. 2-0 here in favor still of Indonesia for this round. Myanmar really struggling to find an opening here as really the sides are very solid as Meda is forced to pop that passive, but take a look at PS go so aggressively going in, and that is what we mentioned, the passive that can be seen there. Tempest of Blades by Brand as he is able to escape. 2-1 is our score with another kill by Gumi there on to Rian as Beno is forced to pop in that ultimate and gets taken down by Ka, and Indonesia still winning this round.
This is why you like Oh My Jenny with those mid laners that dish out a lot of damage. I mean, Oh My Jenny basically set up that flash bursting out the Feathered Airstrike against Maida. The passive was popped up, but PS was there to swoop in and do the damage and clean up the rest. But I love how Beno actually zoned out the damage dealers of Indonesia right there. Although it costed his life, he was able to save a lot of his damage dealers here in Oh My Jenny as well as PS, as Ling will take here the turtle for the side of Indonesia. So Beno and Ka really doing what they're known to do best, which is to zone out and sustain for their respective teams. They're doing pretty much good job right now, but it's in the hands of the mid laners. Oh My Jenny doing a good job right now. 0-0-1 for the side of Myanmar, but on the other hand, Maida here, a bit too aggressive sometimes, a bit overstaying, but it's just the aggression of Myanmar actually going for those dives. PS, I mean, you started 0-1 with PS, but he's still maintaining his aggression right now, going against Brad. Brad will be forced to pop the Tempest of Blades against Black, and PS Circling Eagle will hit against Black. That will force both teams to disengage.
A little bit too early on the Phantom execution, but here comes Oh My Jenny getting gagged by Ka in the backside. Of course, with the falling star moon. This is why you don't give Ka this Esmeralda. I mean, yes, I feel like Myanmar has Gumi to deal with Ka, but really, every time Ka is just so confident to go in the team fight. It's just like he's on the bottom lane, he leaves it, then goes into the clash. Like, really, Ka on this Esmeralda is something that you guys have to watch out for. Either you guys take it or you ban it. Here comes Myanmar also on the top side, trying to get some resources as Indonesia has already got in one tower, and I feel like Rian and Nokia might possibly be sandwiched here, but a disengage here for Myanmar. And now looking at the way things are going, Brad also gets in that purple buff away from PS. If you know how to use a Lancelot very well, you also know how to counter it out. But Beno onto Ka, but this is Ka. You're talking about Ka on this Esmeralda, and you can possibly be punished here with the falling star moon once again, but the sustain is still there. But of course, Indonesia opening up the map already in the mid side, and looks like another one will go down in the hands of Rian. Another tower as well. 2 towers down here for the side of Indonesia, as Myanmar is really struggling to find an opening, struggling to find that jam that they had in previous games.
This is why it's such an advantage to have a good XP laner. I mean, Ka clearly sustaining his own lane here in the bottom lane despite a lot of rotations coming in from the side of Myanmar. this opens up a lot of rotation for the gold lane for the side of Indonesia as they took down Gumi as well as Black there as they take down a tier 1 tower in the top lane. So it's easy for Indonesia now to just roam around and forget about Ka since he can sustain every single thing as well. Templates of Blades will be popped there as well as the Order of Brilliance coming in from Gumi. No casualties for both teams. But Brand was actually able to force Gumi to back away as Nunkia continuing to give vision here for the side of Indonesia. Feather's airstrike will be popped.
Oh dear, Maida.
Goodness, Maida with a good kill against PS's Lancelot right now. Brad going in for the kill at the backline. Black doing everything he can to zone out and prevent this potential push as well as potential kill coming in from Indonesia. Oh my Jenny, Nunkia with the taunts there against Myanmar as they try to take away the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Nunkia doing wonders here, zoning and giving vision for the whole team. Good eye of offended there will connect against Nunkia, but sustain coming from Nunkia as well as Ka. The split against Ka is nothing compared to his sustainability as Clint there will take down the tier 2 tower in the top lane. The flashes aren't that aggressive for both sides, just creating space for Rian to take down a lot of towers as they also take down another
So much towers taken down.
tower here in the middle lane. Yes, indeed, so much tower forcing Myanmar to stay in the base despite having Black and Benno with that blue and Ruby. They just couldn't handle anymore the damage coming in from even Maida as well as Rian and of course Brand.
Yeah, this is something we haven't seen for a long time. The double mage setup. This was quite popular before the marksman era. So now I have to go back to what we were talking about, which was the Clint on the gold lane and the Lunox. Yeah, I get the Lunox to deal with the Esmeralda. Yes, there is that fact, but at the same time, of course, you have to give it to the marksman in this time or in this current patch because they are really, there is a reason why they have been buffed up and why they are doing really well on this lane, and Indonesia wasting no time taking in this first Lord. And mind you guys, this is just the 9-minute mark. Already so many towers down, and if you take a look at Indonesia's towers, they are still pretty much good for the next game. Still no towers down here for Myanmar. Wow, oh wow. And let's take a look at the items right now in the 9-minute mark before the Lord will now march on our bottom lane. The Demon Hunter Sword as well as the War Axe here for Brand as compared to PS aggressively taking in the Malefic Roar as well. So in terms of the items here, you have to give it to Indonesia. They have the gold lead and they are really maximizing it right now. One more clash perhaps could do the trick, and I feel like the inhibitors will definitely go down here for Myanmar.
Feather's airstrike will be popped up as well as the I am offended coming in from Black to zone out and prevent the potential push here in the top lane. Benno not in a good position, using that split to zone out the remaining members of Indonesia as the Lord marches in the bottom lane, trying to take down a tier inhibitor tower here. But on the other hand, though, Myanmar forcing things around. The passive of Maida will be popped as well as Brad going in for the kill, as well as the Falling Star Moon. Templates of Blades will be enough to bring down Gumi in that beautiful clash. But on the other hand, marching in for the kill. SPS will bring down Nunkia in that final clash. Benno not in a good position, uses that flicker to force out that to go away from that clash. Rather, he was almost bursted down there by Rian as well as Ka. But in expense, Brat there was taken down along with Nunkia. Good defense for the side of Myanmar. Although they lost 2 inhibitor towers, they were able to prevent a potential GG push here, despite the almost 10k gold deficit from Indonesia. So that was still a small win for the side of Myanmar. Brad going in for the front line despite the inhibitor tower in the middle lane still intact. That's why he couldn't sustain any more damage coming in from Oh My Jenny as well as PS. So Indonesia, if you want to finish this early, you have to play safe and disciplined. Black right here. Over here with the offended. This where's the Feather's airstrike will bring down Nunkia once again. Myanmar known to bring things around, to turn things around rather, and to capitalize on those mistakes. And right now they are showing that you just slip up once, we will capitalize on it and we can snowball from there. So you better watch out. You can't be too overconfident against a deadly squad like Myanmar. So Indonesia, maintain the pace that you're currently in and actually, be more disciplined. Try to play the game that you're playing a while ago and try to prevent Myanmar's momentum from snowballing on late in the game.
Yeah, and we also have a poll, by the way, guys. If it is going to be Indonesia or Myanmar, do let us know in the comment section, and do vote in the poll as well. Is it Indo win or is it Myanmar win? Again, we have the Lord that is spawning in just a little bit, but Indonesia, with the map control that they have, it is just going to be them getting the better positioning here. But we also can't deny the setup, the burst that is coming in from Myanmar. Did you see? One I am offended was able to burst down Nokia with already the Athena shield and building on the Radiant armor. So I feel like Indonesia, they have to watch out. Yeah, like what you said, have to watch out for the setups, but also Ka on this Esmeralda that has the immortality. So it's crazy. Ka standing at a 3-0-1 on this Esmeralda, and no one is still able to pick him out. He's the only one with no deaths here, as Indonesia, they are looking to capitalize on this lead that they have, and now they are going for the possible Lord take, but also Indonesia anticipating the possible steal that might come from PS. Take a look at Ka, really. Look at that, zoning 4 members of Myanmar. They aren't they can't even go close enough to this Lord Pit, even popping up the ultimate here from Beno, but it seems like a clash will happen here instead of the Lord Day. But Gumi on the backside with the Order of Brilliance, as Gumi finally gets taken down there. Isolated clash for both of these teams, and a little bit too much for Myanmar to handle. And right after that clash, I feel like Indonesia might just go for more as the Tempest of Blades takes down Black. And this is the signal for Indonesia to go for that Lord, or possibly they are looking to end right now.
Feathered Airstrike will be casted as well, split, but certainly Eagle will connect against Oh My Jenny as well as Beno. But right now, Falling Star Moon will be casted. Rian going in for the tower lock, trying to dish out a lot of damage as Indonesia will bring down Myanmar in the Game 1 of the Grand Finals here in the Razer Invitational Southeast Asia. I mean, I do like to comment Nunkia there in the final clash if you've seen it. PS actually went for Rian, the Thorn Drows, as well as the Phantom Execution, but this is why you first pick Matilda. He was able to save Rian from a potential death there, leading towards a victory for Indonesia. So good thinking there for the side of Nunkia to actually save Rian, although did they lose Brad there in the final clash? I don't think they didn't have any casualties.
They didn't.
They didn't have any casualties.
It was
before they
Myanmar
decided to go for the GG push.
Yeah, Myanmar had the 3-man down after that one clash, and you gotta give it you hands up really to Ka on this Esmeralda 3-0-3. That's why I was wondering, does Myanmar have a plan for this Esmeralda? Yeah, there was Gumi on the Lunox, but really you gotta give it to Rian as well on the marksman, which is the Clint. So I feel like Indonesia, they were ready to deal with Ka's Esmeralda, but I feel like after this match, really you have to respect Ka on this Esmeralda. But of course, guys, we still have 2 more games for Indonesia to be able to win this. So it is still pretty much a long night for us in the Razer Invitational Southeast Asia. But now we gotta pass back the mic to Miss Aya Ezoria.
Indonesia still proving to be a threat here with towers still intact, devastating Myanmar's towers instead and leaving them open and vulnerable. Indonesia takes game number 1 in just a matter of 14 minutes in our grand finals for the Razer C Invitational 2022. Congratulations, Indonesia, but we still have best, since this is still best of 5, we still have 2 matches more to go, or possibly more depending on the outcome, or if Myanmar decides to retake back that glory and win in the next matches. Who would have thought esports would be this big in this generation right now? And are you looking to become that next esports star? You'd better be ready with the latest in tech for smartphones and even have the peripherals ready to ensure that you're always on top of your game. And with Razer, because we are for gamers and by gamers, we want to make sure that you get there. So what about cranking up your iOS and Android device with the Razer Kishi Universal Gaming Controller? Gain unhindered controls for mobile games and clickable analog thumbsticks with its ultra low latency gameplay. So what are you waiting for? Get your move, get it now, and you can also use the code in Razer.com. Upon purchase, Invitational C 2022. Again, the code is Invitational C 2022 to get your own discount upon the checkout in Razer.com. And again, that is game number one, just game number one in our grand finals for the Indonesia versus Myanmar series. We still have a lot more to go according to BK, and we'll be preparing behind the scenes, and give us a few minutes before we get back to you guys, and we'll see you back again here in the Razer Invitational.
Make it clap.
Rooftop party, we get naughty. Go, 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 go.
Make it clap.
Rooftop party, we get naughty. Go, 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 go.
Make it clap.
Rooftop party to get naughty. Go, 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 go.
I said, oh, sorry, I was muted. I was muted, guys. So sorry about that. Anyways, Indonesia versus Myanmar series continues in our MLBB division here in the Razer Invitational. And Indonesia takes the first win in our first game in the best out of 5 matches. So we still have 2 or more games happening tonight. So let's not keep you guys waiting anymore. I know you want to see all of that action. Burger Kim and Iga Nation, let's get right to it.
Of course, we're back right after that very short break. Burger Kim and Ingen still at your service here in the grand final stage of the Razer Invitational Southeast Asia. And earlier on, if you missed out on that first match, it was actually Indonesia striking first by getting 1 point already up against Myanmar. And now Myanmar, they kind of have to find that rapport that we saw in their earlier games. I feel like that's something that they need, and I feel like this time maybe perhaps fan out Cas Esmeralda. So I mean, I get it, there was some Lunox earlier on that they feel like they can deal with this Esmeralda, but I feel like they should be respect banning and take a, like, really, it was Ka just zoning out everyone, and right after that was just pandemonium for the side of Myanmar. But this time, speaking of Myanmar, they will be on the blue side, which means that they will be having the privilege of the first pick. So Myanmar now, perhaps, yeah, Esmeralda, and maybe like take the Lancelot. So I feel like that is a way to go for Myanmar.
It's really bad enough, that Myanmar actually let go of Esmeralda's Ka. But to give Rian's comfort pick the Clint
Your
as
team
well as
is
Nongkia's Matilda, that was just overkill for the side of Indonesia. So now Myanmar
team
has
is
to at
banning.
least focus on, limiting one player from the side of Indonesia to actually exploring other heroes compared to their comfort picks here. So I do want to see Myanmar ban that Esmeralda away from Ka. But Ka has been exceptional and at showcasing his versatility with a lot of different picks. He also excelled with that Yu Zhong as well as that Edith and even that Show. So it's really hard to go against Indonesia's Ka if you ban that Esmeralda, although you really have to ban Ka's Esmeralda right now. Myanmar, show some respect to Ka's Esmeralda.
Yeah, either that or somebody, like, now it's just a battle between the XP laners like Benno
Your
and
team
Ka.
is
Really,
banning.
they're both like Benno on the Yuzong, Ka on the Esmeralda. So I feel like either someone takes the Esmeralda. Perhaps Myanmar takes the Esmeralda this time, but that will actually open up the Yuzong for the side of Indonesia. So it really goes both ways. Either you take it
Your
out
team
or
is banning.
leave something open for you guys to take. But of course, Indonesia really respecting the Paquito here of PS. And as for Myanmar, obviously the Selena also taken out of the equation. So I'm kind of thinking also maybe perhaps along the lines of Ka or Brand here should be the target. I mean, or maybe even the Clint here of Rian. can be considered as a priority ban. But let's see what Myanmar will take out this time. There's a lot of players here from the side of Indonesia that you guys have to respect. They are a formidable team, which is why they actually reached this point. And as for Myanmar now, it is a matter of perhaps I feel like this time maybe they can go for a marksman gold lane. I mean, I get the Lunox, the idea of the Lunox earlier on, but now I feel like they should put a marksman up against a marksman. It was actually good to see Gumi dominate the lane a little bit, but right after that was just Indonesia dictating the rotations, dictating even the outcome of the match.
Yeah, I do agree that the Lunox pick was indeed a good pick for the side of Myanmar, but it was really hard for Gumi to, leave the lane and deal with that Esmeralda, since if you give the space
Yeah.
that Rian needs, he's gonna snowball from there on, especially with his comfort hero, that Clint. So it was very hard to decide whether you would go to contain that Clint from Rian or go and, dish out the damage you need to bring down Ka for Indonesia to actually, back away or force away from the clashes that Indonesia is very known for at performing well.
Now they start off with the Matilda this time, going to Myanmar, and now Indonesia, of course, going for the Lilia because the Sicilian is already out. But obviously, you start with the Matilda. I was thinking Myanmar could possibly start with the Esmeralda, but yeah, giving that away, which means that okay, they are prepared to deal with this Esmeralda once again. Perhaps give Benno the Yuzong that can deal with the Esmeralda as compared to a Glue. I mean, still pretty much the Glue and Esmeralda matchup. I would have to give it to Esmeralda. But for me, Myanmar, picking up something like, yeah, the Yuzong and maybe a hero for already Gumi. Oh, okay, Gumi chose to go for the Clint. So will this mean that they are ready? Yeah, they perhaps are going for the marksman setup already this time. They heard me. And maybe something along the lines of or an Oh My Jenny hero. Okay, pretty solid for Myanmar. This is their comfort hero, so I feel like this time they can be able to perform well. I mean, if you are given your comfort heroes, this will definitely be a match that you guys have to watch out for. Both teams already getting their comfort picks. And as for Indonesia, Rian's favorite hero seems to be the Clint, or maybe they'll go for a Beatrix this time for Indonesia's side. Or sometimes we see Rian on the Brody as well. So let's see whichever hero he prefers. I feel like they can select it this time. It's going to be the Brody, all right, to go for Rian. Yeah, it's either if the Clint is taken away, Rian always goes for the Brody. So still a great choice for Indonesia. And now it is going to be a contest for the junglers here for both teams.
I mean, if I'm Indonesia, I'd instead go for the bans against Benno, because Benno's been performing very well for his respective team. I mean, give Benno the Glue, give Benno the Yuzhong. He will do wonders for the side of Myanmar, easily zoning out and turning things around for the side of Myanmar. It's really hard to go against junglers right now for PS, since PS is very, very versatile. He can easily rock that assassin junglers as well as fighter junglers, or even a marksman jungler. So my best bet for Indonesia is to go instead for Benno's heroes right now, as they went for the choke here to limit the hero pool from Benno.
Benno still has the Yuzong, by the way, that can reach the backlines here of Indonesia. That was something actually that they lacked earlier on. I mean, they had the Glue, but I mean, as compared to Yuzong, the zoning that the Yuzong can do with the Black Dragon form is massive for Myanmar if ever they do pick it up, or in case that Indonesia will not be banning that out. So will it be perhaps the Hayabusa for Brand taken out as well? Okay, yeah, it is going to be the Hayabusa for Myanmar. And as for Indonesia, will they ban out Benno's heroes, or will it be once again PS's heroes? Since there is a lot of junglers here, maybe the Ling, or maybe the Yuzong here could be a ban for Indonesia, and it is going to be the Yuzong. Yeah, definitely they were anticipating that to be picked up by Benno, which means that this will leave perhaps maybe the Glue or even the Uranus here for Myanmar to pick up. But it is going to be the Fanny ban here for Myanmar, still limiting out Brand's heroes, which means that Brand is left with the Ling, the Roger, the Bane. These are the next best junglers that you can get. But with the type of lineup that Myanmar has, perhaps something along the lines of an assassin jungler would be good for them.
Yes, indeed. And but for Benno, I'd rather go with the glue instead of the Uranus, although it had a hard time against Esmeralda there in the XP lane the previous game. Glue was actually very instrumental in during the clashes, doing a lot of zoning, a lot of dishing out a lot of damage himself, and sustaining a lot of damage taken in from the side of Indonesia. Compared to our Uranus that can easily go head to head with that Esmeralda, but if you have Maida here with the Lilia as well as Brody in the Rian with the Brody, it's gonna be easy to burst out that Uranus eventually. And without the CC needed from the side of Myanmar, they're gonna have trouble here with the clash, especially since Indonesia picks up, the lover of Esmeralda here, Kufra.
Yeah, I was gonna put that out as well. But if they do go for the Lapu Lapu, that might be a little bit difficult. So I feel like Benno should stick with the classic glue. Yeah, I mean, if they go for the Uranus, it will be difficult to go up against Maida. There's a lot of bombs and there's a lot of slows coming in from Indonesia. So Benno, okay, going for the high loss. Yeah, I completely forgot this. For the longest time, we haven't seen this. We've seen it yesterday, but Benno will be using the high loss, a great initiator as well. So I feel like with no CC coming in from the side of Myanmar, the Benno will also serve as a pseudo tank like what he also did in yesterday's games. And now the biggest question is, what will be the hero here of Brand? Will it be a decent Shin, or will it be maybe a Ling? They are possibly setting up for that. I mean, they can totally go for a Ling here, or maybe even yeah, I definitely would have to give it to an assassin jungler for this round. But I feel like ultimately it really depends up against Myanmar. It will be a Granger. Oh, it will be a Granger to go up against wow, Myanmar. I did not expect that because I was expecting like there's a lot of heroes that can zone, so maybe they go for a Ling to assassinate the backlines. But wow, going for a Granger, something we haven't seen. We've seen it this week, but wow, Indonesia also pulling up something different this time. This is not something new, but this is definitely something fresh in the grand finals.
Double marksman set up for Indonesia, for Myanmar, relying on that sustainability from Nungia as well as Benno with that high loss. But Myanmar, they do have that certain eagle from Nungia, but as we all know, it can dish out a lot of it could set up a lot of isolated clashes, a lot of pick-offs in the early game, but sometimes it's not that effective during five-man clashes. So they do have to rely on Oh My Jenny's Yin Yang Overturn to set up a lot of plays, a
Yeah.
lot of sets for the side of Myanmar, as well as the support coming in from that glorious pathway with the added heal, as well as a speed boost coming in from Myanmar. But Indonesia with that Nungkia Kufra can easily turn things around, especially if you partner it up with a falling star moon. So I do love the CCs here coming in from Indonesia, but Myanmar can always answer it right back with a sustain of their own coming in from Benno's Hylos.
Yeah, I love the fact that they rotated it to the 3D, the 3D view. It's actually so nice to watch, like seeing your favorite skins up close. So, wow, just really a great way to start this matchup. But Black already getting chunked down real low as he is forced to retreat and forced to burn out that flicker. But Myanmar also this time they got a lot of comfort picks. So I mean, oh my Jenny on this Kagura is pretty much great, but you also can't deny the fact that Indonesia here, Kas Esmeralda really is just difficult to deal with. But let's take a look at the laning phase, the Esmeralda and the Hylos. I do have to give it a little bit to Benno this time. He has the advantage with the Ring of Order, further suppressing Ka from winning the lane. And if you take a look at that, it's already Benno freely rotating around the map as Ka is having a very difficult time clearing out the waves, especially since the Hylos has the Ring of Order up. It is going to be difficult to take him down immediately.
And if you're Benno, a lot of pressure is with you since you really have to contain and sustain that Esmeralda from Ka. Potential gank here for the side of Myanmar with PS and Benno over there, but Ka will be able to sustain as well as clear those minion waves marching in towards his tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. So Benno actually doing a good job trying to sustain Kas Esmeralda right now. He does really have to contain him to his own lane since, it's very deadly for Ka if he gets the chance to roam around, especially if you have a setter tank here in Nungkia with the slows also coming in from Maida as PS will start the turtle here for the side of Myanmar, but Indonesia with a good 3-man rotation here. Ka done clearing out the lanes here, as Benno will do that glorious pathway going right after Brad, but Roger PS will get the turtle for the side of Myanmar, and they're not done, still going right after Maida. Maida will fall down again with a flame shot coming in from Oh My Jenny, but on the other hand, Rion here does a counter kill against Benno. Benno will fall in the hands of Rion as well as Nokia. Good Tyrant's Revenge there to stun Oh My Jenny for a kill for the side of Indonesia. A 2-1 clash here. Myanmar did get the turtle, but it turned out to be an onslaught since they were taken down by Indonesia 2-1.
Yeah, let's take a little review on what happened back there. It was the glorious pathway of Benno actually catching Brand in the backlines and therefore forcing Indonesia to retreat. And right after that, it was just Myanmar was winning that. I mean, Indonesia did get the turtle, but it was Rian to the rescue. A really good call from Rian to come in and do the re-engage. Therefore, Indonesia still slightly won that clash. I mean, the re-engage was just there, but it is also really scary for Nongkia on this Kufra, really. The possible setups that it could make, and there is a lot of crowd control once again from Indonesia as compared to Myanmar, who only has Oh My Jenny on this yin yang overturn. So, I mean, in terms of the setups, you do have to give it to Indonesia.
Yes, indeed. You really do have to give it to Indonesia. But the sustain also coming in from Benno as well as Black is something to think about for the side of Indonesia, since they were able to sustain a lot of damage. They were taken down, but they were able to get also an objective here, a level 1 turtle, courtesy of PS. But right now, Nongkia not in a good position. The order of a ring, the ring of Hylos rather, doing damage against Nongkia. But there is a 3-man rotation for the side of Myanmar. Ria not in a good position, forced to back away. Will they be able to take down a tier 1 tower here in the top lane? Rian trying his best to dish out the damage. He needs to clear out the lanes. Torn apart memory will be casted, but not enough damage, to clear out the lanes. But
Brand on the bot side though.
The damage that he needs. Yes, but Brad on the other side will destroy a tier 1 tower in exchange for a potential turtle take here for the side of Myanmar, unless, Nongkia says no with a great Tyrant's Revenge over there. But what a beautiful steal there for PS to get that turtle take once again for the side of Myanmar. Beautiful yin yang overturn also for Oh My Jenny.
Yeah, but take a look at the lanes. I mean, Myanmar is really struggling to cope up with the crowd control that's coming in from Indonesia. And that is already 1 tower down on the bot side. But although Myanmar was able to equalize there on the top side, it's pretty much still Indonesia's game right now. They are on the lead, well, a 500 lead, despite the fact that Myanmar already got in, if I'm not mistaken, they got in 2 turtles. So that is just 1 turtle for the side of Indonesia, as Myanmar looking a little bit better this time in terms of their rotation. And I did mention this, that Benno will be serving as the pseudo tank here. Do you see how he has been rotating on the top side? And now they are possibly going for the engage there, as Indonesia right now being very aggressive on taking in the lanes.
Nongkia trying a good Tyrant Rage, and Revenge will connect against 2 members of Myanmar. Indonesia right now on a full-blown attack. Torn apart memory will also be casted, but the glorious pathway will do enough to save the members of Myanmar as they take down a tier 1 tower for the side of Indonesia. But right now, Rian still going against Benno. Benno forced to back away, but on the other hand, PS with a beautiful kill against Ska there in the bottom lane, as it all boils down to a pushing race right now, as Indonesia with 2 tower takes in that clash. Gumi having trouble here bringing down tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, but look at the setup coming once again from Nongkia, as the Tyrant's Revenge was connected against Oh My Jenny. But right now, Circling Eagle will not be enough to save himself, as Maida will pop that Black Shoes. The stun coming in from the glorious pathway will be forced to use, but not enough to deal damage to the beautiful Tyrant's Rage, and Revenge connecting once again to Gumi. Right now, Ka doing everything he can to bring down PS, but Nongkia, 3 consecutive sets, Tyrant's Rage, Tyrant's Revenge, all connecting and bringing down Myanmar, which translated to 3 tower takes here for the side of Indonesia.
This is really a tank that you wanna be paired up with in ranked matches, right? He's not afraid to do the dives. He's not afraid to do in those sets, even though there is still a tower giving Indonesia the opening. But right now, Indonesia, they have to get in some objectives, just like the turtle. But once again, it is going to be Myanmar that gets it. Now Gia once again getting PS, really diverting the attention of Myanmar. But there goes the engages once again. Fortunately enough, no one was picked off in that clash. Cleanly executed this time.
That was a beautiful Tyrant's Revenge once again from Nunkia. But if you're Myanmar, actually you can rely on Oh My Jenny to turn things around with that yin-yang overturn. You just really have to wait for the power spike coming in from Gumi, as well as PS and sustain coming in from Beno. So Myanmar, your job right now is to hold out as much as you can and utilize all the resources you can if you manage to get out of your base. But you know the aggression here coming in from the Indonesia, as the Black Shoes will be popped up to save Mater right now. Nunkia trying to give vision here for the side of Indonesia, but the Tyrant's Rage and Revenge will connect once again to bring down PS. Glorious Pathway will be used to capitalize on the clash, but right now Ka saying no, still chasing right after Black. Circling Eagle will prevent that clash or that push coming in from Indonesia, but once again, Nunkia, Tyrant's Revenge and Tyrant's Rage to the right target. PS will go down in the hands of 4 members of Indonesia.
Yeah, the Tyrant's Rage always so on point here. I did mention the CC coming in from Indonesia, and it is really working towards their favor. There is no hard CC here for Myanmar. Like what I said, it's just Oh My Jenny on this yin-yang overturn. But how can Oh My Jenny actually cast that yin-yang overturn when you have Nokia just diving in and being really annoying here up against Myanmar? So it just goes to show that Nokia is just very versatile, can use the hard tanks, can use support heroes like the Matilda. So it is pretty much the unpredictable here for the roamer here of Indonesia, therefore getting them a lot of kills, shutting down PS in the process. And not to mention, there is also CC here on Ka. So just too much crowd control for Myanmar to deal with right now.
Myanmar actually just relying on Gumi to push out the remaining towers of Indonesia. Still doing a good job, as he was able almost to take down a tier 2 tower in the top lane, as Indonesia in a good position here to take down the level 1 Lord. The Lord will reset courtesy of that zoning capabilities coming in from Beno as well as Black. But Nunkia is about to charge his Tyrant's Revenge once again. 5-on-5 clash will pursue here in the Lord pit right now as we approach the 10-minute mark. But which team will take down the Lord right now? Indonesia in a good spot here, trying to take down the Lord. I think Myanmar won't ever go for the challenge right now. Nunkia not in a good position, courtesy of that Beno and Black zoning once again. I mean, Myanmar has the zoning capabilities as well as the sustain, but they really need to hold out longer for Gumi to reach its full potential and dish out the damage that it needs. I mean, you can rely on Oh My Jenny to turn things around and, you know, set. Oh My Jenny is known for setting beautiful clashes, even though they're at a deficit, a gold deficit, and even a tower deficit. So Myanmar still has a lot of chance right now as they try to go in for Ka. PS, the flame shot will connect, but not enough, as Nunkia with a potential Tyrant's Rage will not be casted. Stun, good stun here for the side of Beno. Black Shoes will also be casted as Indonesia will take a tier 2 tower in the mid lane. The Lord continues to march on there at the top lane. No casualties so far for both teams, but other than that, Ka's health not looking good, not looking so good right now. Nunkia will be forced to back away as they will try to get an inhibitor tower here. Look at the range coming in from Rian, but also look at the wave clearing coming in from PS as well as Oh My Jenny.
Yeah, it's difficult right now for Myanmar to do the setups that they want right now. Like I mentioned, there is no CC, and most of the time, Beno is serving as a pseudo tank. So which means that Myanmar, they have to group up together since there's a lot of range coming in from Indonesia, a lot of CC, but every time it is kind of biting them at the back right now. Nokia with this Tyrant's Revenge, or Tyrant's Rage if I'm not mistaken, the ultimate of the Kufra is just getting so many members here of Indonesia, even using the stickers here for the taunts. But I do have to point out that the major problem here for Myanmar is not Nokia. Yeah, the setups are there, but it is just Rian on this Brody that's just free-hitting everyone, getting in the BOD, and even the Malefic Roar here. Look at the damage coming in from Rian. Just like that, World Apart Memories takes down Black, takes down Benno, and also, I forgot Brad there, but here comes PS on a rampage as well. Gumi on the backside is forced to retreat. 3-4-1 exchange. It's just Nongkia that's down here. Still Indonesia leading this one, and Myanmar really struggling right now.
Myanmar can really feel the goal deficit right now, although that was a beautiful circling eagle as well as a 4-man yin-yang overturn, but they just couldn't dish out the damage that they need, especially since the sustain is already there for Esmeralda, even Lilia rather, and Nungkia right now. So that was a good setup. They could almost turn things around, but the damage output just not quite there yet for Myanmar. So if you just hold on a bit longer, Myanmar can actually turn things around, especially with how Oh My Jenny did that set a while ago, courtesy also of that circling eagle coming in from Oh My Jenny. Coming in from Black rather.
Black. Yeah, Black. The main problem here for Myanmar is they're struggling to cope with the Nongkia's setup. So now they have two glass cannon heroes, which is Brand and Rian. So that is something Myanmar has to deal with every time they go in. Take a look at that. It's just one Tyrant's Revenge, and it is enough to even take down Benno. And right after Benno is down, there is no one left here to dish out the damage. It's just Gumi, which is he is already dishing out a lot of damage here. But right after that, there is no solid frontliner here for Myanmar. Just Black, and right after that, the CCs of Indonesia is just really there as Oh My Jenny is down, and now the continuous onslaught from Indonesia. Now even Black is forced to retreat. 3 members down, PS and Black left to defend. Will they go for the GG push here? Or I feel like Indonesia, with something as crucial as this, I feel like they are a little bit more on the discipline side. They will go for the Luminous Lord in this second game between Myanmar and Indonesia in our grand finals.
You know, I think Kaz been listening to the casting right now because we've been highlighting Nungkia a lot with the sets right now. So Kaz Esmeralda rather, proved to us that he can still also set. I mean, don't just highlight Nungkia. You can also highlight Ka right now. He casted out Falling Star Moon, connecting with 2 and brought down 2 members for the side of Myanmar. So Ka's actually having an internal battle here with Nungkia to prove that he can also be a setter hero here for the side of Indonesia, as Indonesia will take yet another Luminous Lord here for the side of the respective team as we approach this 15-minute mark.
Yeah, a Matilda up against a Kufra. Plus, there's no other hard CC tanks here, so it's going to be really difficult. But take a look at the sustain also coming in from Ka, who has already secured in the Oracle, as well as the Brute Force Breastplate, going perhaps for the Immortality. And right now, this could be one final setup from Nongkia. Could do the trick here, as he is just warming up after that stretching. But the Luminous Lord is still up here. Ingen, once again.
Flickers will be used out as well. That's Sonata. Not enough to bring down Benno right there. The Lord will go down, but in exchange for an inhibitor tower in the top lane, as they also go for an inhibitor tower with the Tyrant's Rage, and Revenge will connect once again, as well as the Falling Star Moon to bring down Gumi, Black, and Oh My Jenny. No cash will still one side of Indonesia as they went for the GG push to take down once again Myanmar in game 2. A clean 2-0 lead so far for the side of Indonesia. Nongkia with a beautiful Tyrant's Revenge and Tyrant's Rage to cap off this game. What a dominating win for the side of Indonesia. 18-5. I mean, come on, this is the grand finals, and you're just, throwing out all these skills, all these ults to have this huge lead over a team like Myanmar. I mean, we have to give credit to Indonesia here for dominating this game.
Yeah, Brand on this Granger. We haven't seen much of Brand, right? Like he was just quietly farming the entire time, but of course Brand being the MVP of this game with a KDA of 508 on this Granger, getting in the Athena Shield and Brute Force Breastplate for the additional sustain to respect the damage output as well coming in from Myanmar. But we have to give it to the entire team of Indonesia. The setups from Nongkia and Ka were just so on point here. I mentioned the lack of crowd control for the side of Myanmar, but ultimately it was just really the clashes. The dives coming in from Nongkia was just really, really beautiful to watch. And this is what you need, a fearless center tag to go in for the dives. And of course, the rest of the members will just be hitting everyone from the entire team. But kudos once again to Indonesia, which means that Ingen, we are now heading to our match point in the grand finals. Who would have thought Indonesia right now, with a roaring performance here in the grand finals, will be able to reach this stage? But right now, before we head on to our match point, we have to pass it back on to Miss Aya Esmaria once again.
Congratulations to Indonesia for taking that win once again with a 2-0 right now. Indonesia versus Myanmar. And if Indonesia keeps up with this kind of momentum until the next game, this could potentially be over sooner than what we expected. Indonesia now proves to be unstoppable here in the Razer Invitational time and time again. That was a whopping 18-5 in favor of Indonesia. And you know what makes Indonesia unstoppable? It's because of the communication and the shot calling. I'm pretty sure like one of the key factors in the world of esports, it's communication. And not only that, in relationships in general, in everything we do in our daily lives. And Razer wants to up that game when it comes to communication. And with the use of the Razer Blackshark V2 Pro, the one that I'm holding in my hands right now, I have been using this, actually all of us, BK and Ingen as well, for 12 days straight. And it has been a joy, a very, very good companion so far, because it has hyper quality, clear mic. It's ultra low latency. It's very comfortable on the head, regardless of hours and hours of being or wearing it. It's still comfortable, and it's like it's never there. I think that's the best part of the Razer Blackshark V2 Pro, and it's wireless. The fact that it's wireless, it's everything to me, because I am like pro wireless ever since I realized that it makes your life easier that way. So we are up for game number 3. This could make and break everything. If Indonesia takes this in the bag, Indonesia will become the grand champions of the Razer Seed Tournament. But let's see if there could be a gist to the story, a plot twist that will just mind blow everybody here in the Razer Sea Invitational. So I can't wait to see more of that. So we'll be back in a short break, and see you back again here in the live broadcast of the Razer Sea Invitational.
Make it clap.
Rooftop party, we get naughty. Go, 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 go.
Make it clap.
Rooftop party, we get naughty. Go, 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 go.
Make it clap.
Rooftop party, we get naughty. Go, 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 go.
Make it clap.
Rooftop party, we can get naughty. Go, 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 go.
Make it clap.
Rooftop party, we can get naughty. Go, 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 go.
Make it clap.
Rooftop party, we can get naughty. Go, 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 go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, welcome back to the live broadcast of the Razer Invitational 2022. Once again, I'm your host. My name's Aya Esberia, representing the Philippines loud and proud right here. And it's already 8 p.m. We are down to the final showdown, actually the potential final face-off between Indonesia and Myanmar. But will we see a change of events here, a plot twist, a turn of the tides against Indonesia here? Because Indonesia so far is taking a 2-0 score against Myanmar. And it's been quite a ride so far. If they keep this up until game number 3, Indonesia will walk out of here as the grand champions of the Razer Invitational. And before we move on, before we dive into the game, I know we are also thrilled about it. We just want to say in behalf of Razer, Tier 1 Entertainment, and everyone here supporting the stream, thank you so much, because I think we reached up to more than 1,000 viewers to support the grand finals for the Razer Invitational. That is both on Facebook and TikTok, yes, and Twitch all together. So thank you guys, and hello. Just keep flexing your flag, wave your flag, support your team, especially Myanmar and Indonesia. We want to see you make some noise here in the chat. Give your teams the morale boost that they need for this final showdown. And this is it, guys. Again, the deal breaker of tonight. Will this be the final game, or will there still be another rounds of game so that Myanmar can retake back their glory here in the Razer Invitational? Well, let's find out. Get your seatbelts, because it's going to be a bumpy ride again. Let's get on to game number 3. Burger King and Ian Nation, take it away.
Well, I hope you guys are hungry for more. I hope my IGN is not making you guys too hungry, because, of course, we still have one last game or one last showdown between these two teams, Myanmar and Indonesia, in this match point. Once again, Burger King and Dengan at your service, of course, in this grand finals between these two teams, these two powerhouses that have showcased what they got. And so far, they have reached this final point wherein they have to make everything count, especially for Myanmar. They have to force out a game number 3 if they want to continue their dreams to have that championship title here in the Invitational. But now it is Indonesia that has the ball in their hands. Will they continue their win streak, or will it be a different case this time? Let's head on to the drafting phase right now. I believe these two teams are ready to get it on.
But for the Myanmar fans out there, I know you're majority of the ones watching right now in the Razer Invitation Southeast Asia. So please do continue to support your team, especially since we cannot forget how Myanmar was able to turn things around, as they were able to come back from a very big deficit against a tyrant, the Philippines. They were able to take them down and cut the series down to 1-1. So Myanmar is indeed capable of coming back from any deficit. But we all know how Indonesia capitalizes on momentum. We all know when it started. It started out when they swept Thailand, the former tyrant here, 2-0. Such a clean sweep. So will Indonesia's momentum continue to bring them glory, or will Myanmar's comeback be enough to challenge Indonesia for the crown?
Yeah, definitely a long ride for Myanmar if they do force out the game number 3. There is still quite a road for them to actually take before they get in the grand final spot here. But as for Indonesia, it is just one more point. But there you go, the respective respect bands coming in from both teams. Finally, the Esmeralda of Ka taken out. Like, I saw this in the comment section earlier. Will it be like the Esmeralda or the Kufra? But we completely forgot also that this slipped under the drafting phase. This slipped under the banning phase rather for the side of Myanmar. Brand's Lancelot up against the Philippines. That also got them that turnaround game that they needed. Brand's mastery on this hero is absolutely spectacular. And once you give Brand this Lancelot, so far it has had like a more than 50% win rate here in the Invitational. But of course, who could also forget Yeah, the Selena has been opened up finally. Again, once again, let's see if this will actually make some sense. The Selena and of course Benno's Yuzong. So what will Ka bring out this time to go up against the Yuzong of Benno?
Come on, Myanmar, you have to have a lot of faith for your team. Ben knows Yuzhong once again unleashed. This was actually the hero who single-handedly took down the Philippines in an amazing epic comeback. So you guys are up for a treat. We will finally see once again Yuzhong back at it again for the side of Myanmar, as well as the always banned Selena. But for Indonesia fans, you all know Lancelot was able to steal a lot of objectives from the opposing team, so it's really gonna be a good game today. You know, this might be a potential last game
dear.
for today, but Nokia once again securing my favorite hero, Kufra. So far, both teams are flexing their picks, flexing all their might right now for a potential last game here in the grand finals. So BK, continue your predictions.
Your team
Oh dear.
is banning.
Yeah, I was expecting Indonesia to pick up the Sicilian since they love this so much. But with the threat of the Selena and the Yuzong, they just forced out a Kufra and the Rian's favorite hero as well, which is the Clint. So this means it is going
Your
to be
team is banning.
the mid laner battle right now for Indonesia. There is already a lot taken out. Add to the list, add the Kagura being taken out. And as for Indonesia, it is going to be what is going to be PS's hero here. There is the Paquito already taken out. Perhaps I haven't seen PS on a lot of heroes actually, mostly on the Paquito. So I feel like Indonesia, either they're going to target Gumi's hero, maybe perhaps the Beatrix that Gumi loves using, the backdoor play. Who could have forgotten that up against the Philippines? So I feel like Indonesia, they can look to take out Gumi's heroes as well. Maybe even the Brody here. Brody, the Beatrix could be taken out here for Indonesia. So this is
Your
going to be
team is
the
banning.
Hayabusa, of course, yeah, limiting out the heroes of PS.
You know, I haven't seen BS actually rocking that Granger core. It's really been quite successful
Yeah.
for any team using that Granger core. So it might be a viable option here for Myanmar to actually take it and try it out for themselves. But at the same time, this is a game point here in the grand finals. No time for experimentations. Always go for your comfort picks. So Indonesia actually wisely banning out that Paquito as well as Hayabusa to limit PS's hero pool right now.
I am not so sure what Maida will take in right now. I mean, the Kagura, it's a great ban for Myanmar, especially since it can deal with the Oh My Jenny Sicilian here. So for Myanmar now, Ka's heroes, Maida's heroes, but it
is
is going to
banning.
be the Phovius ban. So I am expecting perhaps like an assassin hero once again, since this Phovius has been banned. So a lot of heroes taken away from Ka, which leaves Ka actually with the choice of taking the Uranus or 1-1. We haven't seen that
Your
for a
team
while.
is
It could
taken.
actually be picked up here by the side of Myanmar. So yeah, it's pretty much good up against the composition here. You have Benno to zone. You also have the threat of the abyssal arrows and the abyssal traps from Black. So with the proper positioning, a 1-1 would be good. But let's not forget that Gumi loves the Beatrix as well. So perhaps they can go for that Beatrix pick in the gold lane, or perhaps even the Brody here to go up against the Clint. But ultimately, I feel like it will be up to Gumi, whatever he wants to pick up this time. I mean, it has to be the comfort pick right now. It is the match point for Indonesia. So is it going to be a Beatrix, or will it be PS's hero being picked up first, since the final ban has already been completed here? So I feel like it should be Gumi's hero. Yeah, it should be the Beatrix, definitely. There you go, the Beatrix, like I predicted. It is great to go up against the Clint, and it is also a comfort pick here for Gumi. So a pretty solid pick here for Myanmar. But my only problem with their composition is, yeah, they have the artillery, they have the firepower, but in terms of tankiness or the setups, I would have to give it once again to Indonesia. They have Nokia here, but Maida also picking up the Farsa, which we've seen actually up against the Philippines. The feathered airstrike giving the lead to Indonesia, therefore giving them a chance to snowball. So this is still pretty much comfort picks for Indonesia. I think almost all are comfort picks for Indonesia except for Ka. But yeah, also the Cho, yeah, it has been banned away in the previous games, but now it is going to be open.
Your
Oh,
team
this is
is
going to be
picking.
very, very difficult for Myanmar. They have the firepower this time, but they lack the sustainability. So now PS will be forced to bring out will possibly be forced to bring out something sustainable in terms of the jungler here. I mean, if you get something like a Link, it's going to be difficult. There's a lot of setups from Indonesia. Once again, there's also a lot of squishy heroes for the side of Myanmar, but of course they will be going for the Roger instead. And this is pretty much the next best option for Myanmar. So I have high hopes for this type of draft. There is a lot of comfort picks here, but ultimately it will boil down to the clashes, to the initiations, and we have seen that from Indonesia. So let's see how this will pan out, Ingen. But I feel like I know where your heart is, definitely with your favorite hero here, which is the Kufra.
You know,
I see you nodding
actually,
your head.
actually, although I love this show pickup here for Ka, it's been not quite performing well when you put Show in the XP laner. He's more effective here in the Invitational when he's in the roamer side. So, especially if you're going up against Benno's Yu Zhong, who's known to clear out
Yeah.
fast as possible to be able to rotate. But on the other hand, Nunkia's Kufra has been performing very well since they didn't pick up the 1-1. It's going to be easy for Nunkia to actually make a lot of isolated clashes and pick off easily that Gumi's Beatrix. So, a lot of ins and outs for both teams, but you know, it all boils down to execution. No matter what hero you use, no matter who you are, it all boils down rather to execution as we enter the potential last game of the Razer Invitational Grand Finals between Indonesia and Myanmar.
Oh, it's so nice to see everything in 3D. Take a look at that. The skins in HD. Beautiful, beautiful production, of course, brought to you by Tier 1 and Razer. But now let's take a look at the laning phase. Already, Black being very aggressive here onto I completely forgot that this Cho is actually pretty much a counter also onto Benno's Yu Zhong, so it can isolate Benno here with the Way of the Dragon. And ultimately, the main problem here for Khan now is the rotations that will be coming in from Black. A lot of vision here for the side of Indonesia, especially since Black is on the Selena. But now, if you take a look at the tankiness, it will definitely go to the side of Indonesia. But take a look at the early engage, the early invades coming in from Indonesia. PS is forced to retreat from his own jungle. But oh dear, a little bit of overstay here for Nokia. Forced to flicker out and re-engage for PS. Oh, nasty re-engage as a oh dear, Brown completely outplaying everyone. 2-0-0 now for Brad. This is why you don't give this man the Lancelot. Really, the mastery is shown already here. Indonesia on the lead once again.
But that was also a good, reinforcement here for the side of Rian to actually dish out that amount of damage, and the Thorn Throw is perfectly executed to avoid those damage taken in by Gumi. So that was beautiful execution here for Brand along with Rian, but that was also initiated also by Nunkia's Kufra. But the Abyssal Arrow here will hit against Nunkia. A lot of vision rather for the side of Myanmar. But as you mentioned, the sustainability and the tankiness will of course go to Indonesia, especially since Rian here a lot of space to actually free farm up against Gumi. Gumi here with already a 1-1 standing. So it's really favoring Rian here in the gold lane as the Black Dragon Form will connect, as well as the Tyrant's Revenge against Black. Right now, Cow with a beautiful knockup against PS, but the damage here coming in from Benno as well as Oh My Jenny is more than enough to send Indonesia falling back.
2k gold lead now for Indonesia right after they took in that turtle. I love how Nokia is just really giving vision here to Indonesia, despite the fact that there is a Selena here for the side of Myanmar. Just really being really annoying with those abyssal traps, providing vision for Myanmar. And this is what I mentioned earlier. I mean, Myanmar has the firepower, they have the artillery up their kits, but when it comes to the tankiness, when it comes to the sustain, you do have to give it to Indonesia. But when it comes to the laning phase though, I do have to give it to Oh My Jenny this time with the Cecilia. I might be speaking too soon. Wave of the Dragon, Baika, flicker in, but here comes the re-engage as well from Oh My Jenny, forcing Maida to retreat, and PS getting the last kill at that, right? Beautiful, beautiful response coming in from Myanmar, but on the top side as well, Gumi will be taken down by Indonesia. Of course, they are still on the lead right now, and they are looking to capitalize on this lead even further.
beautiful way of the dragon as well as the use of that flicker, but also Sicilian dishing out his own flicker to evade a potential death, and PS doing the job to dish out damage and bring down Mlbb there in that final clash, as Indonesia will take down the very first turret here in Game 3 of the Grand Finals. Both teams actually performing very well, counter kills after counter kills, but the objectives are translated here by the side of Indonesia. Brad going in for the steal, as well as the Black Dragon form will be casted, but Nonkia, Benno doing a good job canceling that Tyrant's Revenge to prevent a potential clash and a potential shutdown here for the side of Indonesia. Good map awareness there for Benno to actually check the bush, since Nonkia has been performing very well with those bush plays for the side of Indonesia, as the turtle will respawn again and is up for grabs for both of those teams. But on the other hand, with a beautiful knock-up here for Ka against Black, but luckily Benno once again saving the day for his side. The Abyssal Arrow will hit against Mater right now, but Indonesia in a better position to get once again another turtle. The feathered airstrike rather will connect, as well as the and rage against Jenny. No flicker this time for Sicilian. PS not in a good position. Brad will do it with the Thorn, the Rose for a 2-0 clash in favor of Indonesia.
This is really, really deadly now for Myanmar. Brad already on a killing spree, and Nonkia is just not afraid to burn those dives. It's not just Nonkia this time, it's also Ka, but also take a look at Brad's mastery, really, of the Lancelot. This is why you don't give Brad the Lancelot. We did mention this. I mean, it's not just Ka that you have to watch out for, it's also Brad. I mean, this is a question now for Myanmar. Who do you respect then here when all the members of Indonesia are just so skillful when it comes to using these heroes? And now already in the 5-minute mark, Indonesia already got in 3 towers, perhaps even the 4th tower here on the top side, as they will now disengage. This is really, this is not nice to watch when you are Myanmar. Slowly but surely, Indonesia, they are getting the lead that they want right now. Myanmar, once again, they have to hold out. They have the Sicilian, but again, Indonesia, 4 towers down already this early of a game.
Indonesia is known for their epic comebacks, so right now they're just showing how they can dominate early on in the game, as the Abyssal Arrow will hit, as well as the Feather Airstrike. A lot of damage here coming in from Maida, but right now Nonkia not in a good position. Overextended a lot there, as Benno with the Black Dragon form will connect against Rian and the rest of the members of Indonesia, as the Abyssal Arrow once again will hit right now. Ka with a beautiful knockup and a 3-man knockup. The Dragon will connect against Benno, as well as Brad went for PS to bring down the jungler of Myanmar. A 2-for-1 trade once again for the side of Indonesia, as they take down a tier 2 tower here in the bottom lane, as well as the mid lane rather in the tier 2 tower here, as Rian will continue to bring down objectives for the side of Indonesia. Look at that gold lead so far, a 7 or 8k gold lead for the side of Indonesia in the 6-minute mark, and also the full control of the map for Indonesia as they take yet another uncontested turtle.
Yeah, it's this fast. This is how fast the game is for Indonesia. 7-minute mark, and it's just the turtle. It wasn't even Brad who got it. It was Rian. So it's just goes to show how much Indonesia has control over this entire thing. Once again, no towers have been taken, but Brad, every time he just goes in, there is a sure kill on this Lancelot. Brad on this Lancelot standing at a 7-0-1, already getting in the War Axe, the Hunter Strike, and possibly the Endless Battle as his next item. And mind you, Brad still does not have the Malefic Roar, so this could potentially be another quick game for Indonesia. They can already feel it. They are going on the full aggressive. Here comes the Black Dragon 4, but Brad on the backside, a little bit too overzealous there, as Indonesia is now forced to back away. Now Myanmar can look to capitalize on this mistake, on this overzealousness coming in from Indonesia, and now they will be forced to back away. Oh no! Nonkia will be taken down by PS, and now that is the opening that Myanmar needs right now.
Myanmar once again capitalizing on the mistakes made by Indonesia, and overextension there for Barat, which led to a death here for that Lancelot. But of course, Benno there, good zoning plays, rather stunning that Lancelot and finished off by Gumi's Beatrix, and they actually still went for the full charge, killing Nunkia as well as Rian there in that final clash to be able to extend their map control right now for a potential Lord take. Now this is an even ball game since Myanmar is out of their base, now in their comfort zone, right now trying their luck here as they extend and capitalize on their resources. But you know, Indonesia is also known for this aggressive comebacks, the turnarounds. Both teams known for turnarounds, so which team will budge first as a potential Tyrant break, and Revenge will connect once again. Benno for the takedown. A beautiful setup there for Nunkia as Indonesia will take another uncontested objective for their side. Good map awareness once again for Nunkia to actually go for the tankiest hero here of Myanmar, and the potential once again here, but the Sanguine Claws will slam Nunkia as they take down another Lord for the side of Indonesia. Not yet a Luminous Lord, but more than enough to bring down one or maybe two inhibitor towers for the respective team.
Yeah, I do have to point out that Oh My Jenny has already secured the Lightning Truncheon at this point in the 9-minute mark. So with how much they buffed up Cecilion in the recent patch, I feel like this could be possibly an opening for Myanmar, just in case Oh My Jenny does not get picked off here by the side of Indonesia. But in terms of high ground, you have to give it to Indonesia as well. They have the Farsa to zone everyone away. So now the question is, who will tank in all the damage here, right? From Myanmar, it's just Benno, and Black is on the Selena here. So right now, it could possibly be the inhibitors down here for Indonesia.
Black Dragon form will be casted as he wants to try to zone away the full-blown push here from Indonesia as they take down a tier 1 tower, an inhibitor tower rather, at the top lane. BS doing his best to clear out the waves, but the damage here, the clearing waves here coming in from Maeda as the feather
nasty damage.
used to zone out the remaining members as Nokia with the beautiful Tyrant's Race to set up Myanmar for a full-blown GG push here for the side of Indonesia, but in expense for his own life here. Saksikan will connect against Ka here, and now Myanmar trying their luck as they advance against the remaining members of Indonesia. Beautiful set there for Nunkia, but better zoning there for Benno as well as the Sanguine Claws. But on the other hand, PS with a solo kill. Rather Brad there with a beautiful solo kill against PS's Roger to even out the score and sustain the lead here for Indonesia.
Oh, Brand already on the Malefic Roar. I did mention this earlier. He had the War Axe and the Hunter Strike. He was already deadly, and now what more with the Malefic Roar in his hands? It is going to be very lethal, especially since the composition here of Malaysia is really not that tanky. I did mention it. Black on this Selena. Right after that early game pressure, I mean, you have to give it to Indonesia. Nunkia is not afraid to dive. That is really what you have to watch out for. Nunkia is willing to risk his life just to get that proper setup. We might see it once again as now Indonesia. Oh, but take a look at the Bat's Feast and the Bat's impact coming in from Oh My Jenny. A little bit too much to handle. Now Indonesia can sort of feel the power spike coming in from Myanmar. They have to look to finish this as soon as possible, as Oh My Jenny also picks up the Ice Queen 1. So wow, Malaysia, or Myanmar rather, holding on to their fort right now, holding on to what they got. But of course, we have to give it to Indonesia for the lead that they got 10 seconds before the Lord is up. But I feel like this could be a potential contest from the side of Myanmar.
No. Oh My Jenny saying that, Nokia, you can set, but I can do it better. Sanguine Claws connecting against two members of Indonesia. And look at that Bat Fist as well as that Bat Impact. You can, as you mentioned, you can already feel the power spike here coming from Oh My Jenny as Indonesia will try to get a good position here with the Lord. Look at Maeder right now. Good position here for the Feathered Airstrike as Myanmar trying to advance, as trying to challenge Indonesia for that Lord. But the Sanguine Claws will connect against Ka. Nongkia charging that Tyrant's Revenge will not connect, as the feathered airstrike will bring down the main damage dealer of Myanmar. Gumi's Beatrix out of the equation, as Indonesia will try and take this Luminous Lord for themselves as we approach the 13-minute mark, sending Myanmar back to their own base.
This is the thing about the composition of Myanmar. You have all these heroes that can dish out damage. You have the pressure as well from the Selena of Black. But right after that, what can you do? Really, against all the possible setups that Nongkia can have, and not to mention the threat of Brandt as well, who is already standing at a 10-1-2 right now, securing in the immortality. So they are really going for the long run here for Indonesia. As for Myanmar, with Omai Jenny, really with his proper positioning, I feel like they can dish out the damage that they want. We already saw the Bats impacts damage. I mean, really, one Bats impact, one Sanguine Claws combo could potentially be a game changer here for Myanmar. But here comes the Lord Ingan. I feel like it is going to be, once again, a pandemonium in the base, as Indonesia, they are clearing out the ways for a potential final clash here.
The pressure is on for both teams as the Way of the Dragon will connect against Vino. Veno there is knocked up by Saw, but on the other hand, Gumi dealing a lot of damage. Storm goes well, the Phantom Execution will connect, but Indonesia went for the GG push to secure the championship for the Razer Invitational. What a clean sweep, a clean clash, and a clean victory for Indonesia, rising above the ashes like a phoenix, in the word of Miss Aya as Maria, as they take down Myanmar for a clean 3-0 sweep. Oh my Jenny is no longer, it's gonna be oh my Ka, as well as oh my Brand, Rian, Nungkia, Maida, the whole squad of Indonesia. I mean, Indonesia, make some noise right now for your new Razer Invitational Southeast Asia MLBB 2022 champion, Indonesia.
Indonesia closing this out in a 14-minute game, and this is why you don't give Brandt the Lancelot. Take a look at the damage he dished out, 45%. That is just too much to handle on this Lancelot, and 88% on the team fight. But you have to give it as well to Nongkia for those dives, for those Tyrants Rage being so on point, just catching the members of Myanmar off guard. But let's take a look at the tournament results as well. Here we have it. Congratulations to Indonesia. Who would have thought, really? You were under everyone's radar, and now proving everyone wrong and being the grand champions here in the Razer Invitational MLBB Southeast Asia, followed by, of course, Myanmar, the Philippines, and Vietnam. These are our top 4 teams here in the MLBB division, but we have to give it to everyone here, everyone behind Razer, everyone behind the production team as well. So thank you so much for being with us here today. It was a long 2 weeks, I would say, but every day has been so exciting, especially for someone like me, someone who loves the game so much with passion. And it has been such an honor to cast here in the Razer C Invitational. But once again, congratulations to Indonesia. But Ingan, before we pass it back to Miss Aya S. Maria, any thoughts to sum it up? Like, I mean, you were so hyped up, like you were doing the PvP this entire time. I could feel your voice crack with all of the action, non-stop action. Like, it feels like a brawl, really. Like, everyone was it's just clashes after clashes. So your thoughts? I mean, you've seen Kufra twice in the Grand Championship series. Any thoughts on that?
I was actually going to capitalize on the fact that my favorite hero, Kufra, made it to the finals and won it for his respective team. Nongkia, props to you for dishing out my favorite hero as you take down Myanmar for a clean 3-0 sweep. I mean, props to Myanmar for holding out that long against a very aggressive team in Indonesia. But you know, as I mentioned, it all boils down to execution, and Indonesia perfectly executed all their skills, all their casts, all their shot calls. Everything was perfectly executed as they take the crown in the Razer Invitational. So props to Indonesia. Congrats. And I guess BK and Miss Aya were having Indonesian food tonight.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's so difficult to choose what you want to have for dinner, but here we have it tonight. I'll be having something different, and it is going to be perhaps something an Indonesian cuisine for tonight. But now, Ingan, I feel like we have to call Miss Aya. I want to ask her if she's going to be having Indonesian cuisine as well for dinner. I mean, wow, we've talked about this backstage, and now finally we've witnessed a clean sweep from the team. So now let's call back in Miss Aya as Maria. Let's go.
Hello! I'm actually looking at Google right now, looking at Indonesian cuisine, like what I can order for tonight.
What should I get?
Yeah, what should I get? There's so much on the menu. Like, I'm gonna throw this question back to the viewers, like to our Indonesian friends and viewers out there. What can you recommend? Let us know in the chat so BK, Egan, and I can try this out tonight, in celebration for that epic win from Indonesia. Right there. That's crazy. I mean, like, for all the people who were wondering what is the Razer's Invitational, it's actually where we featured top 10 teams in the Southeast Asia region, so that the teams duke it out for the prize of the 30,000 USD. So this means Indonesia, coming out as the grand champion, will be taking home 30,000 USD. What are you guys gonna do with 30,000 USD? If you ever have that,
I'll buy 30,000 Black Shark V2 Pro by Razer.
for what? Are you gonna open up shop?
Yeah, he's probably gonna sell it. I don't know, but as for me, I do have to say that I might actually get myself a nice Razer gaming chair. I mean, I'm sitting. I mean, you guys are sitting on gaming chairs as well, and I'm actually sitting on a regular chair right now. It's actually my dining chair because I still don't have a gaming chair, right? I mean, I've upgraded most of my stuff. My my headset, of course, care of Razer. Thank you so much for this Razer headset. Of course, we've been rocking this the entire week, but now I feel like I might just get a gaming chair for myself if I do win that $30,000 prize pool.
I think that is a really good decision. And you know why you're using a dining chair? It's because we're gonna eat Indonesian food.
Yeah.
We're getting prepared for that. You know, one of the viewers said here, that Danny Krolberg, he said, with the 30,000 USD, he will make the best mobile games ever.
Oh,
Like,
that's yeah.
I mean, with the generation we are in now, the esports industry is just blowing up, like off the charts. And I think, I think if Danny does that, we'll salute you, brother. Like, I hope that comes into fruition someday. And I have a few questions because that match was really unexpected. We know how Indonesia crawled their way up here. Just to give a little bit of a history, or like backtrack with the previous days with the matchups. Indonesia went up against Malaysia, ending in a stalemate. Singapore took a clean sweep from them, a 2-0. Vietnam, another stalemate. And then Vietnam was actually 4th place in Razer's Invitational. So we know they are like one of the powerhouses and titans of the Razer's Invitational. But then Indonesia, fighting off Thailand, everything snowballed from there. After fighting off and getting a 2-0 from Thailand, everything changed. And Indonesia actually has been known to be really, really good in ML in general, next to the Philippines. Yet no one saw this coming. They caught us by surprise. They walked in here as underdogs, and they came out as the grand champions. The fight with Thailand changed everything. Actually, I'm really curious, Ingan and BK, what did Indonesia do? What did they change to come this far in the Razer's Invitational?
Can I just say, I just want to put this.
Hours.
I really want to put this pun out since you mentioned everything changed, right? Everything changed when Indonesia attacked. It really did. I don't know. The fire was there, really. The fire, it changed the entire gameplay, even the mindset, I feel like, of the players taking down like powerhouses. That is something to commend. And actually, for the longest time, I feel like all three of us and even everyone backstage were just rooting for Thailand. Just guys, this is just based on the stats that we're seeing, the gameplays, but Indonesia really just showing us that they are really the powerhouses in terms of MLBB here in the Invitational. So really, it changed everything.
What about you, Inga? What do you think changed back there? Like, how are you feeling?
The moment that Ka picked Esmeralda, I already knew that they were the champions. I mean, Ka's Esmeralda still unbeatable. You either ban it or you take it away from Indonesia, but don't let Ka get Esmeralda for himself, which led to a championship. But so far, Nunkia also showed up today with a beautiful Kufa there, a lot of beautiful sets, as well as Ria, and ever so reliable in the gold lane. Barat, the best score, actually, stealing a lot of objectives from opposing teams. But we cannot forget Maida's phenomenal positioning there as the mid laner. Whether you give him the Farsa, the Lilia, or the anything, he will show up and he will deal the damage that needs to get the championship.
Once again, congratulations, Indonesia, as officially our grand champions for the Razer Invitational 2022. I feel like we're going to see more of Indonesia in the upcoming SEA Games. I am pretty sure they're going to just dominate out there, and we wish you the best of luck. But, we've been doing this tournament for the past, for 12 days now, 12 days. But for you guys who stop at PUBG MOBILE. But I mean, we're not gonna see each other for a long time, especially the viewers here. I'm pretty sure that they would love to see more of BK and Dengan do their thing out there, shoutcasting, analyzing games. And I want to give you this spotlight. You did so well. Hands down, hats off to Dengan and Burger King for doing such an amazing job with the shoutcasting, just bringing life to everything. So take this time to plug your pages. Where can they find you? What are your next stuff going on? Like, go ahead. Whether that's just eating Indonesian food, where can we see that?
I feel like I have to give this floor.
Go.
Yeah, I have to give the floor to. Yeah, I was gonna give the floor as well to Ing, since he mentioned that this was his first ever ML gig, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations as well.
Yes.
You're doing so well. Yeah.
Thank
The floor is
you.
yours. Go ahead.
But guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now and being so comfortable in performing if it's not for you guys. I mean, Miss Aya always sending us the floor, so energetic, passing all the energy balls to us as she transitions to the casters. And of course, I could not commend more my favorite caster and partner, BK. If you guys know, it's hard enough to cast the game, especially if you're casting, close to pros players right now. You just can't summarize everything that's happening. But with BK's analysis and guidance, as well as she always makes me feel comfortable to shot call or to play-by-play the casting, it was really wonderful working with two queens right now. So all I can say is there is no Inga Nation without Razer Tier 1 and Aya, and of course BK.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Where can we find you? Yeah, you forgot to plug your pages. Go ahead.
You can find me on Facebook. I'm at Facebook. I stream at Facebook, Mlbb at Dengan Nation. But in Facebook, I'm no habla English. I speak in Filipino. And you can also catch my comedy TikToks at Dengan Nation 17. So I'm at Facebook and at TikTok at Dengan Nation.
Wow.
There you go. Passing it on
streams.
Yeah, right. That's true. Passing it on to our caster / analyst and cook. Cook. BK.
Cook. As for me, I'm not as popular as Ingen when it comes to streaming. I feel like Ingen has a lot of viewers. By the way, he's a Kufa god as well, so you go check out his streams. Go check out his streams later on. But as for me, just have to make this real quick so everyone can have Indonesian dinner. So for me, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That's at Burger King Cast. So stay tuned for I'll be casting a lot of female MLBB. So yes, there are a lot of females in the MLBB scene as well. So stay tuned for a lot of big tournaments coming up. So just follow my page at Burger King Cast for more updates. But I feel like I also have to pass the floor to Miss Aya Ezria. Go ahead and plug your page as well.
Oh, you didn't have. Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you for that, BK. Yes, you can definitely find me at iisbury everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.com/iisbury, Twitch.com/iisbury if you want to see more of my variety streams. I just play ML casually off stream, but definitely if you want to see other games, just to take a break from the scene for a while, you can definitely catch me on these platforms. So again, thank you everybody. That is Indonesia as our grand champions, Myanmar second place, Philippines coming in third, and Vietnam as our fourth place here in the Razer Invitational. We just want to say thank you so much to everybody, who's watching in TikTok, in Facebook, and Twitch. Special thanks to Razer, Tier 1 Entertainment, and of course the SEA Games Federation for sanctioning this and for making everything happen. Good job, back end team, Joed.
Yeah, John, KG.
Joed.
Yeah, Sir Jack.
Yeah, you don't see him now, but he's like behind the scenes pulling the strings here. So
Yeah.
thank you. Good job, back end team, and to everybody who supported. And congratulations to all the participants, including the rest of our Southeast Asian representatives. So thank you once again. This has been IS Maria, Inga Nation, and Burger King. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys. Gonna miss you.
Good night.
Gonna miss this. Bye.